But anyway, you can catch me any day sipping vodka, saying what I say on Straight from the K.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so.
Thank you for choosing my video. I thank you, new subscribers as well. I really appreciate you. You keep this thing going. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Please subscribe. At least give me a thumbs up, please. Gotta talk about real issues, okay? So, what I'm gonna talk about today is basically a major source for a lot of our issues, and we don't like to deal with it in the black community. I said it. We don't. But it's real. It is real in the field. We're going to talk about mental health, black mental health, especially us women, but mental health, period. Because we all get caught up in the cycle. If a man has, your father, uncle, or somebody like that is in the house with mental health problems, and we just going to try to keep him in the back room and lock him up. That uncle don't never move out when your grandmama then pass. He can't take care of himself because he got some kind of mental problem. You know, what do you think? You think it's like environmental or DNA? I think it's a little bit of both. I think you can, spark something, and then it's the way the person is like nurtured, but some things you can't control. You know what I mean? So y'all talk about that and give me a comment on that, because we all have to deal with it. It's somebody in your family you gotta go do an extra check on. Let me go check on them and see. And it comes out in different ways. Some people, they can't take care of themselves. Some people like to they get like I have my mother, good man mom, like she's bipolar. Like she's clearly bipolar. She has she gets where she don't want to talk to nobody. Then all of a sudden she happy and want to talk to everybody. Now I'm related to her, so what the heck wrong with me? But I know I experience a lot of anxiety. So let's just be real with a lot of things that we go through, in the black community, and then we just accept it and try to stop going to the altar and pray it away. Now, I'm not saying Jesus could take the wheel and he can help you out a lot, believe me, but you just can't pray somebody's craziness away who like touching girls, or somebody who like to rock out. Every time you turn around, they're rocking like this, you know what I'm saying? What can you do? They lost their mind. What can we do about that? But you just can't keep putting them in the corner and then taking a check. That's what we want to do. We want to put them somewhere, and then next thing you know, some Maddie's call on the news because they done walked away and outside doing something. You know what I mean? So you can't just oh yeah, shout out to Jaquez. He did my latest tap. But I give him a shout out at the end. I appreciate you. Anyway, so yeah, back to the mental health. Cause see, I kind of do tattoos to relax my mind, believe it or not. And that ain't mentally healthy. It's something wrong. It's something wrong. But according to the Mental Health America, 13.4% of the U.S. population identifies themselves as Black or African American. Out of that percentage, 16% has reported having a mental illness. That is equal to over 7 million people in America, Black America, not just regular people. Minority, we are a minority. We only represent like 13.4% of America, but yet 16% of our 13.4 is saying, and they're admitting it, because everybody don't admit it, so that's another thing. You just can't, oh girl, she talking crazy, or he talking crazy today. And then, we have to find resources, though. That's the problem. So, but we have to identify first. Identify that we have issues. Reach out or talk about it. Take your time to think about things before you respond. Sometime, like, they say, according to Meta, it comes on the same website, and I have the link down below. They said mostly our depression is mostly related to our environment, trauma, and violence. Now, I grew up in a violent home. I seen a lot of drama. Walking. You might be walking. I'm originally from Chicago, but I live in Atlanta. So, when I was young, I'd be walking to the bus stop, catching the CTA or whatever, and then I had to pass, people who were getting high or people jumping on each other and the gang signs, the gangs that's represented up there. And I'm pretty sure I'm telling the same story that any urban youth will go through. Then you got to go through the thing where somebody want to try to touch on you and look, and that just drives you crazy. Like you're trying to get somewhere, like to do your right thing. Then you got to go past all the ignorance. Then on top of that, after you pass all that, one person or three gonna try to fill on you, So how did that make you feel? Like, as you develop, that's me around 8, 9, 10 years old. So as developing, I'm just sharing my story. So maybe it's a part of this story that you all can touch into to see how some of this stuff environmentally, yes, develop. Because you can be going through these things, these places, and experiencing these things in school and, in your home, your uncle, he acting crazy, he want to touch on you, or somebody fighting, they done pulled a gun, they say everybody get down, everybody made it, you supposed to be going to school the next day, y'all sitting down at the jail trying to get, your mama out or something, what I mean? This is real. I have friends, I've experienced this coming up, and I talk to my friends, and a lot of them experienced it coming up. So when you get older, you start having those memories and like, oh, that's what they finna do now. And it might be some regular things going on. So then you get out in the workforce, or you go out and make your own business, and you're dealing with other groups of people. Like, you might be dealing with white people and Mexicans and, Chinese people, Asians, or all kinds of people, Indians. And then you always like, you jumpy. I don't trust. You might be doing a fake thing with them let's say you go out to dinner with them and you like, oh yeah, Johnny was so crazy today, and then somebody come in real fast and you get to running, you like, oh, I know this is, I'm gonna go, and you automatically jump right back into your anxiety because you know what that may mean, but it might not mean that. That person might just be late for the kitchen in the back. He probably supposed to be the cook, but you on some other stuff, and that stuff play with your mind. You start making up stuff. I know I'm good for making up a good story. Now, I tell everybody, it ain't bad to be a little crazy, because if you're crazy, you can make good stories and good music, because all the musicians and people who write good movies and stuff, it's not wrong with them. it ain't just us, but we have to learn how to use our stuff. First of all, recognize what is the issue and then use it. Now, you might, just don't be in denial about, what I'm saying, or your family, loved ones. Don't be in denial and just try to push them back in the room, or go somewhere and sit down. Go somewhere and sit down. Go somewhere and sit down. And the children, go somewhere and sit down. And they, they coming out early with heels on, your heels. A little boy coming out with your heels on. Now, you might want to talk to him, because see, now he's going to have problems when he gets older trying to express himself, and he don't know if he can express himself. Now he's making, other issues in depression, anxiety, and sometimes people kill themselves, and you don't know why, because somebody didn't accept them. It's best to just be real and see what's going on and talk to them. I try to talk to my daughters all the time. I'm not perfect, but I try to listen to them and see what's going on. It's hard. So when you have 5, 6, 5, 7 kids, think about that part. Can you talk to them? And what are you pushing out in your DNA to the deposit in this world out here? Because mental health is real, but we got to, just be serious about it. You know what I mean? And if, like I said, if you can't self-assess yourself and say, hey, I got a little issue, I be tripping a little too hard. Like, I know I trip, you know what I'm saying? So I get therapy when I need to get therapy. And then this helps me too, just to talk to you all, as well as read and open my mind and sing and, or draw something, or, just chill. Like, don't look at no TV. That helps me out. But you have to find out what helps you out. And, I like to take time to work through things, because I'm pop-off queen. I'm very defensive. I used to just go off, because I was just always thinking that somebody was coming for me, and being anxious, anxiety. But that don't work. I mean, you get locked up. I had police tell me, can you just shut up? Like, okay, I will, But this is just an example of me. Now, some people got a neediness, what you call self-codependent. They don't like to be left. You know what I mean? Always like get somebody to be with them. And that's a mental problem too. You got schizophrenia out here. You're hearing things. You're seeing things. Now that can get real crazy because somebody been and shot you and you like, I didn't know. Or you shooting at people and stuff like that. So, but y'all have a list right here. Please check it out. This is a good list of mental illness that do exist. Thank you, Yana. Thank you, boo-boo. All right. And also check out Charmed by Yana. She's thebomb.com. But as I was saying, so you got, anxiety, bipolar. That's when you switch up. You one way, you high, and then you low. And then a lot of people who like to use drugs, or like the hard drugs like crack and meth and stuff like that, they usually have a bipolar problem, and they just be like high, and low. You know what I mean? Then you got your regular depression. And a lot of children have experienced that. So many children. I'm talking about our black children. Myself, my daughters, everybody, we have experienced depression, especially during this COVID. So COVID has definitely and made it a little more heavier with the depression situation. Because they was not able to even develop correctly far as social. You know how you just talk to somebody in class, or you go into the game after school, and they just shut them down. So they were just looking at each other in little squares like Brady Bunch. Whoever my old school people at, when you watch the Brady Bunch, that's how my children was communicating, and it just made them, made them feel down because they're not developing. They wasn't developing socially. So now the school back open, and then we'll see how that go. But now they're starting to be around people again, and that kind of lifts some of the depression. But at the end of the day, you still got to have tools to know how to get out of it and recognize it, parents, as well as recognizing young ladies. There's things in life may not be going your way, and you just have to sit there and look at it from another angle. Like I was told, I have a lot of elders in my family, and they all say this. I was upset about not having no shoes till I saw a man who had no feet. So when you see that, you understand that maybe I'm tripping, but you had to take time to go through that. Or maybe you might need a little medicine. Maybe you need a little chemical help. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with that, but you don't need to go out there and get no drugs because you're experiencing, and that's why our drug rates, our drug population in the black community, like I just told you, 13.4, based in 2010. This was a study from 2010 population. And these are people who are actually admitting it. They probably had to because they probably got caught with something, and like, I've experienced depression, because I know like a lot of people when they go to prison, then they die, when they assess them and then they get a diagnosis then. But because I know my ex-husband, I think he got one too now, and so going to prison. But walking around the street out here normal, if we get ahead of these things, some of these things can get help before it gets to the prison part. Because just warehousing you in prison is not going to help your mental state. You know what I mean? They're just going to warehouse you and dope you up. They're going to give you this medicine you supposed to be taking, and then they get in there, they want to sell the pill, halfway swallow it, turn it and mix it in with some juice or something that they saving on their bed. So it turned to the get high medicine. You just don't know. So is it really working? So that's not working for us. But we have to look out for ourselves. And I'm just bringing light to this situation today, especially us females, because we run the household. Most females are in the black community. I think 6% of the black community is head of the household is a female, a single black female in our black community. Because I'm either our men that went crazy or we didn't went crazy or something. And when I say went crazy, I'm talking about something like far as you might have been stalked or it didn't work out. You can't say nothing to them. It's defensive. You're fighting all the time. And it's all basically about communication and mental health. But a person don't know how to process things if they not here stably. They don't have a good zero ground to even deal with the process. And they might need to talk to somebody and dissect that thing down. I know I saw things a lot of different ways when I went to counseling. It really helped me out. And I'm going to go again, especially during this COVID. Well, not even just the COVID, I'm just period. Trying to work out here makes you depressed. Because, you got your systematic racism, which, who is it? Anxiety and Depression Association of America, they contribute that a lot too. Also to the systematic racism, the rhetoric that we are always pushed in, the things that dangle in front of our face, like I was talking about in my capitalism video. You supposed to have the white picket fence, you supposed to have the man, and the 2.5 kids, a 0.5 child. I don't know about the 0.5. I don't know how you have a 0.5 child, but you're supposed to have 2.5 kids, and a dog. A dog, white picket fence. This is what America shows you. Then you're supposed to go out and get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna go crazy trying to get it though. You know what I'm saying? Or you say, F it, I don't want it. I'm gonna sleep under the bridge. So that's most of the people out there under the bridge. A lot of them do not want to have the responsibility of staying somewhere. And a lot of people understand, they think, oh, we just got to get the homeless off the street. Well, a lot of homeless is a mental health situation. It goes deeper than just help them get a job. And you're going to get them a job, and they're going to get out of work and probably sleep under the job, somewhere by the dumpster. And you be like, John, we just gave you a whole house over here for free. First 3 months, why are you sleeping on the floor or at work? You know, you're like, I don't want that. I don't want to do that. I don't like the system running my life. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know until you get in their head. A lot of people don't want nothing running them like that. So why not? Because they haven't bought into this. This ain't everybody's plan. So everybody don't see this as the basics of life. So you have to get into what's their mindset going, or what they feel like they can cope with. Because then, like I said, we have a lot of young people that are killing themselves. And I got a good post I want you to read by Angela Neal Barnett. It's to be a female, anxious, and black blog. I got the link down below in my description. Please check it out. And I also got a couple of ways for us Black Americans to get help, because at the end of the day, there's not a lot of help for us. That's another reason why we out here roaming and acting sick and crazy. And that's just John. He do that. John, pull your pants up. Stop showing everybody your booty. You know, you're like, what are you? So we just gonna accept this. Then we call the police, and they come just shoot him. Now we got another problem. Now we got to go out here and march and all that kind of stuff. He didn't have anything. He was just having a problem. We called y'all, but you called him, you invited him in. So we got to figure out what can we do before we get to calling the police on our mental health people. We can't say the word. Everybody ain't finna be living in no luxury house or no apartment. Everybody's not finna come off the streets. All women are not finna stop messing with crazy folks and doing stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we can work on it as a young, especially when you see tendencies in your youth, Black women, please. And and we need to lift ourselves up. Definitely need to always lift ourselves up. And I am not perfect. Like I said, I am guilty of anxiety myself. I have experienced some depression, so I'm putting myself out there, letting you know. It might be some more stuff, I don't know. I ain't hearing things though, or nothing like that. But I'm admitted though, so I go out for help, so I can chill out and know how to navigate and keep things, And it's not about just things, but to keep my life going in the most healthy way I can. And when I see things in my children, my developing teenagers, I have teenage daughters, so as they developing, I love them, and I do not want them to be victimized out here. But and then I can't keep them in a bubble, but I just try to talk to them and also highlight some of the issues that we all may have. It's going to be hard out here as a Black woman. You always, brought, somebody always trying to like compare you to somebody else. Your hair not right, your body ain't right. We walking around trying to get bigger booties and everything because something here, we got to start with ourselves and lift ourselves up. But when there is an issue that you noticing that a person can't stop eating all these fingernails off, and they over there gnawing on the chair, and they over there rocking like this, and stuff like that, talk to them, cracking their knuckles at 10. What kind of what problems you got at 10 years old? You got to do this all day. You pay rent. Talk to them. What is stressing them, and try to reduce the stressors in the house, because a lot of the things are coming from trauma and violence that they are surrounded by. It's hard not to have anxiety, and you hearing shooting at night outside your window. So we have to elevate ourselves with education, try to move in areas where there's no area that's perfect, but you want to kind of reduce the ratio, the probability of that you're going to be hearing shooting every night. You know what I mean? And who can live like that? That's going to drive a child crazy. I hope y'all get it. And please comment, like, subscribe. Also comment. Tell me, you think it's more environmental? Hey, do you think it's more DNA? Like it's a thing that got called the X chromosome. They believe that some people are born a certain way. I mean, I believe that too. Like, I was born with talents, so why I wouldn't be born with some other issues that my family have? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just ain't gonna come out, oh, I don't have no mental issues. Like, okay, Your apple tree makes apples, you know what I'm saying? And a strawberry plant makes strawberries. And roses gonna give you roses. They ain't gonna give you tulips. So what you made of may come out. It just needs to be recognized and nurtured. It really can work out well for some people. And also, I want y'all also check out this movie called A Beautiful Mind. That man he had a little mental problem, but he was very smart. It was a true story. So I'm trying to think who played it in it. Anyway, I had a link below. And it's straight from the K, crazy K. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh no, that takes too long.
Once again, I want to give a shout out to Tats by Quez. Please follow him on Instagram. He did my latest tattoo I have now, my butterflies in the sky. Ow. Anyway, like I said, please check him out on my small business shout out. That's who I'm shouting out this week. Jaquez, appreciate you, boy. I'm coming back to you. He's very affordable. And like I said, follow him on Tats by Quez with a Quez, I believe. It's right here. Thank you, Yana. Appreciate you. And so check them out. And thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you.